Greetings and well met, family, friends, and subscribers. This video today is all about my Burley Nomad trailer because I got a question asked online from a comment that I made on how to reinforce the floor of the back of the Burley Nomad trailer. Now, as you can see, the floor is not exactly attached to the side rails of the trailer. Now, the first one that I bought in 2007 was, and it was actually 3 pieces, a floor and 2 sides. Well, this is all one unibody construction, and it really isn't as good as my old one. So a lot of people have complained about this, and I have seen videos where people have fixed the problem, and I have answered people on how they should fix the problem. So let's take a look at my solution. Here it is. This is a piece of pegboard that I had handy that I cut and fit to put in the back of the trailer to reinforce the floor, mostly because I carry some pretty heavy groceries at times. So, yeah, let me set up my tripod and we'll go from there. Yeah, the Burley Nomad trailer I bought in 2007 was great. The 3-piece construction, the heavier nylon they used for the bottom, but for some reason I guess they thought a unibody construction would be better. Well, it isn't. And a lot of people have complained about this problem. But of course, Burley doesn't listen. Who does anymore? What? Oh, there it is. Sorry, I'm still getting used to using my tripod. So there we go. That looks good. So the reason I used pegboard for this situation is because it's what I had. So it's what I had on hand. You can use 1/4-inch plywood, which would actually be in a lot of respects better because it's stronger. But I like the pegboard. In case water gets in, it has some place to go. Oh, and using clear flex steel spray, I waterproofed the fabric on the bottom of my trailer. So let's get some measurements. So you're going to need a piece of pegboard, (18 and a half inches wide by 21 and a half inches long. This is important because that will cover the rear floor of the trailer, but still allow you to use the divider. Now, the next thing you're going to have to do is cut these notches out. And these notches are 1.5 by 1.5, and you have to do it on the corner of the, on the narrow end. The 18 and a half inch end. Actually 18 3/8, not quite 18 and a half. Now, the next thing you're going to do, if you use pegboard, is reinforce it with some 1x2, because pegboard really isn't that strong. And your 1x2s You could run them the other way, but I like this way. And maybe I don't need the middle one, but your 1x2s need to be 16.5 inches long. And I attached those with screws with fender washers underneath so the screw head wouldn't pull through the wood. Now, the next thing you need to do is sand all the edges really well. Make sure they're nice and round, no corners or sharp edges to poke through the nylon. Then you're going to want to paint it. And of course, the 1x2s underneath. I used orange because, like I said, it's what I had. So I put a couple of coats on both the pegboard and the 1x2s, let them dry. Then I cleaned up the edges again, and then I decided to protect the trailer from the edges. I would use Gorrila tape to cover all 4 edges. And it's worked out quite nicely. As you can see, a few places the Gorrila tape got painted, but that's all right. It holds paint. So that is what you need to fix your Burley Nomad trailer's rear floor. So here's what you're going to need component-wise. You're going to need a piece of pegboard. I would say 24 by 24. So that's what they call a quarter sheet. Now I used the big hole pegboard because, again, that's what I had. You're going to need some 1x2. And I did a measurement of that. What is the measurement? So you're going to need a 4-foot 1x4. Then you're going to need your paint, whatever color you want, your screws with fender washers to screw the 1x2 in. That is, if you're going to use 1x2, and your Gorrila tape. You can use regular duct tape, but I think Gorrila tape's just going to last a lot longer. Then you cut to the dimensions I mentioned, and I will put those in the description. And other than that, you paint it. I put at least 2 coats on each side. You can use 1/4 inch plywood, just cut to the same dimensions as you would the pegboard, and you won't need the 1x2s underneath. Now, do I need all 3 1x2s? Probably not. I could lower the load by taking the middle one out, but I'd rather have it sturdier than not. So let's put it back in the trailer. So there's my bike. She's in good shape. Oh, I have, as of the end of this summer, I will have put 10,000 miles on her since I put the electric motor on in August of 2019. Yeah, hard to believe. I'm at 9,300 and something right now. There's my new marker flag for the trailer, and that's only because I got the cargo rack. Now, if you put the cargo rack on, you are not going to be able to fold the trailer flat. Just something to think about. But on the flagpole mount, I got a mount for a tail light, and on the cargo rack, I have mounted mounts for 2 cat-eye tail lights. So let's get this put in, and I will show you how it fits. Now it's going to go in a little, it's going to be a little tricky to get in, but if you have to trim it down a little more, then you have to trim it down. But make sure that the edges rest on the frame of the trailer. These pockets kind of make it a little difficult, especially if you put stuff in the pockets. I carry extra zip ties because I use those a lot, and one small Night Eyes gear tie. So let's put this in. As you can see, I am angling it, putting it on the left, flipping up the pocket on the right, and putting it in. Now, make sure and it'll settle once you put some weight on it. So, oh, I see what the problem is. The back pocket got in the way. Yeah. Okay. And there it is. Nice and tight. I can still use the divider. And I am real happy how this turned out. Now again, you don't have to use pegboard. I just use pegboard because that's what I had. Now, let me show you what I used in the front, because I also reinforced the floor in the front. Yeah, the video's getting a little long, sorry about that. But I am answering a question. So here is, oh, there's my jacket from yesterday when I had to go out. Thought it was going to rain. Now, the blue thing you see is closed cell foam, because I often carry my extra battery. So there's the front piece. It's 1/4-inch plywood, cut to the same width as the back, but lengthwise, let me get a measurement here, it is only 11.5. Now this will allow you to use the divider. And the other neat thing is it sits on these pieces right here, and now you have kind of a trunk where you can hide, where you can put stuff. So that's how I did it. And there will be a full list of materials and dimensions in the video. Thank you, and I will be putting out more content as soon as possible. Everyone have a good day, stay safe, and if you ride a bike, wear a helmet.